What's up, Hbarbarians? It's Louis here bringing you today's cryptocurrency video. We're going to take a look at Hbar. I haven't looked at it in a while, but in my last update I was warning you guys that if we were to lose some key levels of support, we're going to go to certain levels. Of course, in that video I did say I'm not expecting a dump all the way down to here, but that's what we got because Bitcoin shit the bed. So we need to look at the chart, see what's going on now. So I told you guys that we're in this descending channel. And this actually has a bullish breakout target, just like a falling wedge. It's the same thing. It's just a channel, a parallel channel. And so when you break out to the upside, you want to see it back test as support. And that's why in that last video, I told you guys that I am expecting the 0.618 to hold. But I did give you some bearish targets if we lost this, because I always give you both cases. Because we have to look at both cases. We can't just keep a bias. Just because this is a bullish pattern doesn't necessarily mean 100% of the time it will break out bullish. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and follow my crypto Twitter. That is where I was posting updates at 5 AM last night for you guys to bring some confidence in your altcoins basically. So we lost this low of the dip over here. And I was telling you guys, this is where I want to hold 32 cents, because that's the 0.618. But I said, if you hit your head on this, you're going to come to the 1, where potentially you could form a W pattern, a double bottom, basically. But I always say that if you do lose the 1 and hit your head on it, we are going to drop to these targets to the downside. And that's exactly what we saw, because Bitcoin pooped, of course. However, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame is holding that 55 EMA. Make sure you watch that Bitcoin update from yesterday. So my most viewed Bitcoin video. So thank you all for watching that. Yesterday I only posted a Bitcoin update because I wanted everyone to realize that that is the only chart that really matters. Bitcoin is the mothership. Bitcoin is the UFO that's going to take us to the moon. You need to realize that. Without Bitcoin, none of these coins will move basically. Of course, some coins have already recovered, like Ethereum, like Polygon. Some coins like Luna made a new all-time high yesterday. It's ridiculous, guys. But let's focus on the coins that we're looking at. As long as Bitcoin doesn't keep rolling over, then we need to start looking for bottoming out structures, basically. So over here for Hbar, I told you guys, if we do lose the 1 and hit our head on it, which we have done, flipping it into resistance over here. Look at the wick. Support wick, resistance wick, basically, and then lower high. So this is what basically was signaling that we were going to roll over. So usually your target is the 1.618, and I did give you that in that video, 26 cents. But then there were further down targets, and I did say, I'm going to have to admit it, because I admit when I'm wrong, that we have these targets to the downside. But I did say that I'm not expecting it to go there. Why? Because I wasn't expecting Bitcoin to literally roll over like that. That was the worst dip Bitcoin's ever seen, like in a single hour or single day, whatever you want to say. The biggest dollar drop at least. So what is there to say? So once you lose that 1.618 and hit your head on it, you do roll over to these targets. Now Hbar is so overextended to the downside, and that's why we've seen this massive pump to the upside. And right now, if anyone was lucky to buy that bottom, which I'm sure some of you have, if you haven't, doesn't matter. We're at extreme greed on the Bitcoin fear and greed index. So we're at extreme fear, my apologies, on the fear and greed index. I think we're at 18, and this is the only level that we've seen back in July. And if you bought back in July, you would have made loads of gains, basically. So potentially this could be a V-shaped recovery, but we can't say that just yet. Of course, we've pumped up already. Where did it top out? 45%. We're currently sitting at 39% from the bottom. So met our target down here. Got a bit overextended. If we zoom out a little bit, you actually came back down to this 382 out of this larger fib retracement, measuring from the top, this swing high, to the swing low down here. Oh, sorry. I think on the weekly time frame it shows you that's a bit lower. So whenever you're putting the fibs on, you must obviously start on the higher time frames, but if you come to the lower time frames like the 4 hour and you see that they're not on exactly, go to the 4 hour, because if I go back to the weekly now, you can see it's saying I'm not catching it, but the true chart is on the lower time frame, because you're seeing the exact bounces basically. So that's your swing high and that's your swing low. On the weekly it was a bit off, so you come back down to the 382. As long as we're holding this 382, we're bullish. To be honest, guys, as long as you're holding above 13 cents, which is your zero of the fib, as long as you're above that, we're not going into a bear market. If you lose that low, that's your bear market. Okay, simple as that. If you lose 13 cent 8, that's your bear market. If you can stay above that and confirm the 382 as support, which is 21 cent, which we've now done. So that is why we overshot the 2414 basically, because we wanted to come down to that 382. And so you wick down below. Now we're all the way back up at this larger 618. And we know, guys, when we're above that 618, this is what's going to send us to the moon. So sorry for acting childish. So 0618. Once we're above 28.9, 28 cent 9, or however way you want to call it, because it's not a real number, 28 cent 9. So once you're above that, we do have a target back at the one at 45 cent. But if we can break this one, and once we get to the one, we probably are going to roll over. But if we can break the one at 5 cent and confirm that as support, we do have a target for Hbar sitting at 95 cent, where the 1618 is. If you can then get to that 1618, back test the 1.272 as support, maybe even come to this swing high over here, turn that swing low, roughly at 55 cent, then we could see Hbar carry on to these higher up targets. 2 as minimal, but we could even overshoot that and get to these targets up here at $2 to $2.46. But I'm not going to shout for that right now. I am looking at 95 cent. If we do pull back and hold key levels of support, then we'll go to those targets. So at the moment, from current price, that'd be a nice gain of 230%. And if we do get that amazing overshoot to the twos, then we got the 2 at 423% and the 2414 at 765%. And that is doable, guys, of course. But let's not look at them targets right now. Let's focus on that 1618 sitting at just below $1. So I hope you enjoyed today's Hbar update. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, guys, peace.